When someone asks you a question, I hope that you're listening and not just looking to respond, but they ask you a question, and this is what happens to me. I hold space for myself, and two things happened. Either my ego responds and I react, right? It's out of reaction. My ego wants to answer and be right and sound great and make the words eloquent and all of that. And then the other side of me, my spirit, says, sit with this for a minute. Let's ponder it. Let's self-reflect. Let's analyze. What does the word say about this? Is it true? Is it possible? And then respond. So in this moment, I thought I was responding out of spirit because I had pondered this conversation before. I've talked about popularity. I've talked about social media growth many, many, many times. And even earlier this year, I hosted an unfollow me campaign, which is totally an antithesis to what people want. Follow me, follow me, follow me, right? And I did like an unfollow me campaign because I was really emphasizing the fact that I wanted intimacy with my community. I was also emphasizing the fact that I wanted people to know that I wasn't looking to gain popularity. I was looking to gain influence. And influence, if you know the Latin word, it's influentum, and I'm probably saying that wrong, so if any Latin, go ahead and tell me how to say it later. It means flowing in. And it's the root of an old French influence, which describes the power which was believed to flow from the stars. So for me, understanding that, connected to Hebrew, connected to the Bible, connected to Word, when we're talking about influence, it's actually a flowing in. Now, this has been an evolution because I've been soaking in, right? Soaking in, I'm in between the being fully sent and the summoned. I'm sitting in this waiting zone. Maybe you all feel that way. And I know that I cannot fully do the thing God has called me to in entirety until I am fully flowing in His influence. And I don't let these things like ego, though I know flesh is our capacity at this point, but we have a spirit man that's dwelling inside of us that we can activate when we are sitting and soaking and understanding what it is that our actual self is capable of. And our self has an indwelling self. If you're a Christian, you know that the spirit is dwelling inside of us, and therefore we have a choice. We can either activate in free will or we can activate by our spirit man. And this is why energy is a really important conversation. Spirituality is a really important conversation. My spirit sees you. Your spirit knows me. You hear my voice and you hear my energy, and so there's an alignment zone. These are all conversations, doesn't matter what your faith is, for you to be able to receive in this moment. So surely tune in. And I hope by this point you've answered the question for yourself. Do you resist against a popular influence on social media? So my initial response to his response or question this morning was, I run an unfollow campaign this year, and with the intent to let people know that I'm not looking to become popular with more followers for the sake of following. And yet I still put energy into growth, reach, and influence, meaning I still post on social media multiple times a day. I'm still looking to expand in our reach. I still want to have influence, but I want that influence to be rooted in Him. Because if it's rooted in me, I will fail. If it's rooted in my name, I will not be able to sustain it. If it's rooted in my limited capacity, and I keep saying I because there's a huge element of ego that we were talking about at the beginning that says, well, you bet on yourself. I will tell you right now, I did that. I did that for 3 decades. I bet on myself, and every single time I did, I got it wrong. Every single time I did, it was not enough. Every single time I did, I might have gotten gold. I might have gotten class presidency. I might have gotten into the college I wanted. Some things worked out, but they didn't sustain. And so when you get to this place of summoning, where God is literally knocking on your door, maybe even right now in your spirit, like, oh, I know He's calling me to more.